Does anyone else miss the summer I turned pretty? Okay, fine, who am I kidding? I know you do. I didn't spend over 2 months watching the internet go absolutely feral over this show just to pretend like I don't understand how everyone feels. Each week now feels just a little dimmer without the spark of new Conrad Fisher moments lighting up our screens. There's a special kind of magic in SIP, one that hooks you immediately and refuses to let go, and, honestly, no amount of rewatching the seasons can fill that void completely. It's like trying to recreate the first taste of summer lemonade. You can get close, but the original sweetness and the way it hits you for the first time? Unmatched. What makes the summer I turned pretty so special isn't just the swoon-worthy romance or the coastal scenery that feels like an escape from reality, it's the way it resonates on a deeply personal level. Belly's coming-of-age journey, her raw emotions, and her inevitable missteps feel so real that we find pieces of ourselves in her story. And then there's Conrad. Oh, Conrad. The brooding, infuriatingly charming, heartbreakingly complex Conrad who somehow manages to make every glance, every word, every pause a moment we remember long after the screen goes dark. The show doesn't just tell a story, it makes you live it, breathe it, and feel it in your chest. That's why we're left restless, eagerly scrolling, and wondering what's next, unable to fill the gap with anything else quite like it. So what do we do now? We wait, we rewatch, we scroll social media, and we pine for the next glimpse into this sun-soaked, heartstring-tugging world. But here's the thing, there are other shows out there that can scratch that itch. While none can completely replicate the magic of SIP, some offer similar vibes, emotional resonance, or just the kind of binge-worthy storytelling that leaves you feeling a little lighter, a little nostalgic, and a lot emotionally invested. And honestly, exploring these shows can be part of the fun. Let's talk about some of the content that can help fill the void. For starters, if it's the sun-drenched romance and family dynamics that drew you in, shows like Dawson's Creek or One Tree Hill might bring back that perfect mix of nostalgia and heartache. They offer layered characters navigating love, friendship, and growing pains in ways that feel both relatable and addicting. Or maybe you're craving the modern, witty, emotionally charged storytelling found in SIP, then Never Have I Ever or Ginny and Georgia might be the next stops on your binge list. Each of these shows has that special ability to make you laugh, cry, and fall in love with flawed, compelling characters all at once. Craving doesn't have to stop at teen or young adult dramas. Sometimes what we miss most about a show isn't the age group of the characters but the way it makes us feel, seen, understood, and deeply connected. That's why diving into series with strong character development and emotional arcs, like This Is Us or Outer Banks, can feel like stepping back into the world we loved, even if the setting or story is different. And let's not forget the joy of discovering something new, the thrill of that first episode that hooks you so hard you lose track of time, just like we did with SIP. Of course, part of missing the summer I turned pretty is the cultural conversation it sparked. The memes, the viral moments, the fan theories, it was impossible to watch without being swept into the tide of excitement online. And in its absence, we find ourselves scrolling endlessly, hoping for the next update, the next clip, the next moment that reignites that same buzz. That's part of the magic of the show. It wasn't just about watching, it was about participating, sharing, connecting, and feeling part of a larger community that felt just as obsessed as we did. And that's not something we can replicate easily with just any series. Yet, despite this, there's a silver lining. The TV landscape is richer than ever, offering endless options to keep us entertained, emotionally engaged, and thoroughly hooked. And while nothing will ever replace the thrill of the first time you watched Belly standing on that beach, or Conrad looking at her like the world stops, there are plenty of series waiting to give us moments that feel just as memorable, just as intense, and just as heartfelt. In fact, maybe exploring new shows can even prepare us for the eventual next chapter of SIP, keeping our hearts and emotions ready for the ride when it finally returns. So yes, we miss it. We miss the coastal sunsets, the unforgettable characters, the moments that made us laugh and cry in equal measure. But the love for the summer I turned pretty also opens a door to discovering new stories, new worlds, and new emotions waiting to capture our hearts. And who knows? In the process, we might find something we didn't know we were looking for, a show that makes us feel that spark all over again, while keeping the memory of SIP alive in every swoon, tear, and gasp. The show may be on pause, but our appetite for emotionally charged, character-driven, binge-worthy content is far from gone. And the good news? We live in a time where the next obsession is just around the corner. So, while we wait, we can explore, rewatch, reminisce, and prepare our hearts for whatever comes next, knowing that the spark of tsip isn't gone, it's just evolving, making room for the next series to make us feel alive again, one perfect, emotional, unforgettable scene at a time.